In this video, we will be installing an upgrade kit for a Baldwin 6321 handle set by Mortise lock, which includes a new hub and spring. This kit will fix a lever strength Mortise lock where the lever does not return to a horizontal position. We strongly recommend that you have a reversing block to set the Mortise lock on so it will keep the turn knob and the hub in their correct position. You'll set the lock on the reversing block, and then you want to set the stop buttons to a neutral position that each one is depressed halfway. You can then remove the screws that hold the lid to the case. And then gently remove the lid of the lock. I would suggest at this time that you take a picture of the lock because parts will probably not stay in their correct position and you will have the picture for a reference. I would first remove the turn knob spring, set it aside. Next we want to remove the actual hub lever. Let's just pry that up. It is spring loaded. You'll set that aside. We will not use that again. Next thing you want to remove is actually the latch spring. So gently remove that out of there. And then we will want to remove the hub itself. It'll help a little bit if you push up on the lift lever, and then you'll be able to lift the old hub right off. In this particular lock, the actual lift lever spring was broken, so you want to make sure when you have the lock open that you also check for any other necessary repairs you might have to make. The lift lever spring looks like this. It has a loop in it. It'll go over the post, and then you'll load the side of the spring on the lock case. You then need to push it all the way down to the bottom. Then we're ready to install our new hub. First thing we need to do is add this spacer. It'll slide over this post. And then we're ready to install our new hub. One part of the spring will load on this post. The other part of the spring will load on the post where you put that additional spacer. So you'll drop the hub over your reversing block. Once again, it'll help if you lift up on the lift lever a little bit. You'll spin the hub so it loads and then snap it down into position. You can then reinstall the latch spring. Goes down behind the latch, hooks onto the back of the lock case. And then we're ready to reinstall the new hub lever and spring that came with it. It looks a little different than the old one. The spring does have a hook in it, which will hook on the side of the lift lever. So you'll start installing the hub lever part way, insert the spring in between. If you push down on the back of the hub lever and then take a regular screwdriver, you have to load the spring on the side of the lock case. Once you have that down into the side of the lock case, you want to make sure that your hub lever is all the way down in position there. Okay. Alright. Okay. And we want to reinstall the hub, the turn knob spring. It loads on the top of the lid case. It comes down between the deadbolt and the turn knob. And at this time I would highly recommend that you take a white lithium grease and lubricate all the parts in the lock while you have the lid case open. You can then reinstall the lid case. Take a putty knife. You need to usually push up on the bottom stop button And you need to get all the different parts in the correct position on the case. Once you have all the parts in, that the lid is totally down on the lock, you can then reinstall your screws. And that is how you install the upgrade kit for hubs and springs for a lever strength 6321 Baldwin mortise lock.